3, 2, 1. T-Rex, you want to be in the snow report? You haven't been in the snow report in a long time. I know you go out the door for weather and more, and this morning we talked about how cold it was and so windy, so that's why we are indoors this afternoon and wearing a hat. It's so cold out, I need a hat in. The summit of Mount Washington back down below zero. The wind just gusted to 112 miles per hour. Are you kidding me? No wonder we got whitecaps out here. But it's snowing. Were you in line first thing this morning? Bobby Ski and crew and the front row at Forerunner this morning. He says he did some exploring, and once he got up on the mountain, very pleased. He reports that he found 3 feet of snow in angel food. Now, is that on top of the 3 feet of hard-packed snow? You found 3 feet of powder blowing through the notch the last couple days? Perhaps. We got word from Jay Peak this morning, more than a foot of snow since yesterday. That is the magic of Arctic air and a wayward polar vortex. You know, the beginning of the week, everyone was talking about this huge storm for southern New England, New York City. Nobody was talking about what was going to happen Thursday, Friday. So it's the stuff that nobody's talking about that gets you. This morning, Weir Lundstedt and Ross Budd. What, did you sleep at Waterville Valley? How on earth did you get fresh tracks after fresh tracks after fresh tracks? And this at Waterville Valley, not known for the deepest powder, but for some great skiing, and in the heart of the White Mountains with great elevation. Last night was the most intense Alberta Clipper we have had in more than a couple of winters. Alberta Clipper, usually just a dose of snow that lasts a couple of hours. But this one came with a 997 low and a triple point low that got into the Gulf of Maine this morning. And it's still deepening, and that's why this wind is so strong. I mean, the high pressure system is way out in the northern plains. So what's going to happen this weekend? Well, it's another one of those coldest weather so far weekends, with another front coming at us. First, it's going to be a warm front tomorrow. Oh, well, I digress. It's snowing. Let's show this storm that's going across the mid-Atlantic states tomorrow. It's snowing near Philadelphia and New York City again. So you want to go skiing in the Poconos tomorrow, or the southern Catskills. Looks good. Another 5 to 10 inches of snow on top of the 10 to 15 we got earlier in the week. So finally, it's snowing from the mid-Atlantic and points north. What about northern New England? Well, southern New England. Tomorrow, we're all going to have the chance for snow showers and snow squalls. Here's tomorrow afternoon, the high-resolution guidance. Every one of those little blue blotches is an intense snow shower, but I think it's less windy tomorrow, so we have that going for us. And then the next front's going to come in first as a warm front tomorrow night, and then Sunday morning, there are going to be spots that are about 10 to 15 below zero, and the top of Mount Washington included. Doesn't look that windy to start Sunday, another couple inches of fresh, but it is going to get windy during the day, and that should push the temperatures back up. It's a warm front, really, on Sunday, so the temperatures on Sunday afternoon should get back up into the 20s, especially at lower elevations. And then it's another system, almost just like last night, but not as far south. Another powerful wave of low pressure going along an Arctic boundary, southeastern Canada, central Maine. That's going to bring in more heavy snow for places like Mount Mansfield, Jay Peak, Mount Washington, Cannon, the White Mountains, and all the way up to Sugarloaf. Probably another half a foot of snow for a lot of these mountains for Monday. And it's holiday week, right? It's the vacation week for a lot of people next week. It looks very windy and cold on Monday, but that high pressure system coming out of southeastern Canada is going to come right over us. So Tuesday morning, even though it's frigid, sub-zero, by afternoon with light wind and a return of sunshine, Tuesday looks really good. And that could last into Wednesday. And then the plot thickens again. Here's the latest Euro with a storm over the ocean kind of creeping along, just missing us. Now, a couple of days ago, that model had that storm hitting us. And there's another front to the north with another Arctic boundary coming at us from Canada, and that ocean storm slowly pulling away. And then watch this magic trick. As the front comes into New England next Thursday into Friday, what is that? 968? 962 bombogenesis next Friday? That's like a winter hurricane with the barometer. That's metric 961. On your barometer at home, that's about 28.5 inches. Hurricane strength low. Now, the models have been going back and forth on this next Friday system. just this morning when I did my out the door. I said, I think we're going to have a storm because both the GFS had it missing to the west, the Euro had it missing to the south, and now it's kind of coming together. So I think there's another potential for a major storm the end of next week, which would lead to more deep snow and very cold air again next weekend. So we're on a nice roll here. We had that drought there of no snow late January, 1st February, and then we had a little snow. We had a thaw and then some rain and a refreeze. Well, we've buried that refreeze layer underneath 5 to in some cases 15 inches of snow, J-Peak, and still counting. And so we're in really good shape for a midwinter break here. Vacation week looks great. Don't cancel your plans. You don't have to travel out west, even though out west it's snowing too. Here's the 10-day snowfall forecast. There's that first Saturday thing, mostly across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, mid-Atlantic states, and also clipping southern New England with snow showers possible just about anywhere. Sunday, snow mostly in the upslope areas. Monday looks windy and cold. Tuesday looks dry, and then there's more snow coming at us. Look at that, ramping up with purple over the northeast here next Friday into Saturday. So we are in great shape. I'll take it out after the credits with a little bit more of a hoo-ha and a yee-haw from Ross and Weir at Waterville. And then, of course, Josh Worth, 3 days ago, worst winter ever. It's such an emotional roller coaster, isn't it? Josh having a blast today with his own fresh lines. Oh, yeah, and we can't forget Tim Fader out there with his stick up his... stick looking like it's up his... Anyhow, he's standing close to a foot of snow there at Jay this morning. So we'll have a little bit more after the credits. We'll see you on the slopes.
Boy, this was the pick today. Woo! Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! Woo! Come on! Woo! Woo! That is good snow.